The title of this video you are about to watch is 6 Tips to Make Your Wife Fall in Love with You Afresh. Dear friend, my name is Jerome CN. You are welcome to my channel. This is where you will obtain the right key for success in your marriage. Have you lost your old-time love? Here are 6 tips to make your wife fall in love with you again. The video you are about to watch has helped many people in the marriages. I am a beneficiary, and I am convinced that you cannot be an exception. But before we proceed, kindly do me a favor by subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and hit the notification button. This will enable me to keep producing more videos, while you will always get a free copy of my videos once I publish a new video. I have a surprise for you. And the surprise is this. If you would watch this video till the end, and put it into practice, firstly, you would get the right key to recover the lost old-time love from your wife. Secondly, your marriage would become sweet again, as it was when you married newly. That is certain. Now make yourself comfortable, and watch the video with little or no distraction. Happy viewing. Introduction. According to the love quote by Henry Van Dyke, time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice, but for those who love, time is not. In the same vein, Louise Hay and David Kessler quoted thus: "Love never dies, and spirit knows no loss. Keep in mind that a broken heart is an open heart. You can heal your heart. However, I have come to a conclusion that love never dies." Although, it might seem as if your wife has stopped loving you, or that the love between you is dead and gone. Never. It continues to exist in the background, and can be brought back into the foreground whenever a man retriggers a woman's feelings of respect and attraction for him again. In other words, the love that your wife feels for you is still there in the background, but it is currently being suppressed by negative feelings, such as frustration, resentment, stress, and disappointment. So, what are the tips to make your wife fall in love with you again? Number 1. Bring her happy, loving smile back. One of the easiest ways to make your wife fall back in love with you again is to stop taking things so seriously. Life is serious at times, but for the most part, I've found that people tend to take things much more serious than they should. Little disagreements easily turn into big arguments. Minor annoyances easily turn into huge stressful problems, and over time, it pushes the love out of the way, and forces it to the background. When the man and woman want to love each other, like they used to do, they become so damn and pissed off. Life becomes so difficult to even think about, and the next thing they know, is that they've fallen out of love with each other, and think that they might be happier with someone else. The husband can look for a girl to satisfy his sexual desires, while the woman might fall for some boys who play around. But what they don't realize is that they are the architect of the problems. Although the happiness is gone, but you can still make her smile back again. As a man and head of the family, it is your responsibility to fix the situation. Try and look at things in a more light-hearted manner. This especially applies to things that usually make you irritated or frustrated. Use your unique sense of humor, and put a funny spin on such situations, so that you and your wife could laugh, like you used to in the early days. When you are able to make her to laugh, smile, and look at life in a more positive, light-hearted manner on a consistent basis, her love for you will begin to flow more freely, effortlessly, and willingly. Number 2. Make her feel girly and feminine again. Another way to make your wife fall in love with you again is to consistently make her feel girly and feminine in response to your masculinity. When a man and a woman become too neutral to each other, the sexual spark and excitement disappear. Take, for instance, for a battery to work, it needs a positive and negative to create an electrical charge. Similarly, for two magnets to be attracted to each other, there must be a negative and positive pole. The same applies to human sexual attraction, in terms of masculine and feminine energy. So, for sexual attraction to exist and remain charged and alive, there needs to be a clear masculine and feminine energy. The mistake some husbands make is that they continually treat the wife as though she is a neutral friend, rather than treating her like a woman. Some husbands also make the mistake of expecting the wife to think, feel, and act like more of a man, rather than being emotional, irrational, and girly, like a woman. So, making a woman feel neutral not only ruins the sexual dynamic, but it also makes it difficult for her to love her husband in a romantic way. She might love him as a friend and companion, but she won't feel like loving him in the way that she used to when there was a better dynamic energy between them in the early days of the relationship. Therefore, when you make your wife feel girly and feminine in response to your masculinity, she will immediately begin to feel excited about being in love with you again, because you will be making her feel like a real woman. Number 3. Turn her on without expecting sex. After being in a relationship for a long time, it's understandable that a man and a woman might fall into some routines regarding sex. One of the routines that tend to make a woman feel unhappy is when her man only really wants to touch her and make her feel turned on, if it means that he is going to get some sex in return. That is wrong. What a man needs to do is to keep things fresh, stimulating and unpredictable by not always wanting a full sexual result in return for his foreplay efforts. For example, give her a neck rub, tickle her on the couch, and then spank her on the butt or hug her, and then look her in the eyes for a relaxing 5 to 10 seconds before telling her that you love her. Then, just get back to doing what you were doing, without expecting her to want to have sex, as a result of your efforts to turn her on. Rather than feeling as though you were two robotic human beings, who are going through the same old repetitive cycles, she will feel the excitement of not knowing exactly what's going to happen around you. She will know that you love her so much that you are willing to give her the experience of feeling turned on without expecting anything in return. Ironically, this will make her want to be more sexual with you more often. The more sexually interested she is in you, the more easily she will love you in a romantic, intimate way. Number 4. Consistently be the man she can look up to and respect. It is a fact that life isn't always easy and straightforward. We often encounter challenges and obstacles along the way to success, happiness, and personal fulfillment. To cope with life's ups and downs, it's important to have a more patient, open-minded perspective about life, rather than being naive and expecting that everything should go perfectly. With regards to lack of fundamental wisdom about life, some men fall into the trap of becoming depressed and stressed when they realize that no matter how hard they try, life just doesn't seem to go perfectly all the time. Being confused and emotionally beaten up, they often make the mistake of looking to the wife for constant emotional support and guidance. However, there is nothing wrong with having an emotionally vulnerable moment as a man. When you are under tremendous pressure, what a woman wants to see is that you deal with the situation like a man, by focusing on a solution, rather than wasting time feeling emotional. Unlike women, who are free to go around in emotional circles for life, men need to be clear, direct and forward-moving. You can feel the emotions, but to be a masculine man that a woman can look up to and respect for life, you need to get on with it by focusing on a solution and moving forward, rather than wasting time feeling emotional. When a man feels depressed, complains, gets motivated and then loses motivation, throws his hands up in the air, gets excited, loses interest again, etc., a woman naturally loses respect for him as a man. She might feel sorry for him and still love him in a pitiful way, but she's not going to love him in a romantic sexual way. Since she can't fully respect him as her man, she won't be able to feel enough attraction for him, and when that happens, she will begin to fall out of love. So, no matter the challenge of life, approach it like a man for the benefit of both of you. Your wife will feel like a feminine around you, and you would see her a woman who loves you and looks up to you as her man. Number 5. Change how she feels rather than how she thinks. In any long-term relationship or marriage, it's natural that a woman's thinking, behavior, attitude and actions might annoy her man sometimes. However, how he approaches the annoyances will either bring him and his wife closer together or tear them apart. For instance, if a husband hates how his wife enjoys talking on the phone with her family or friends for hours, it isn't something he should demand that she should stop. He might want her to be interested in spending more time with him. But if talking on the phone with family and friends is what makes her happy at that moment, he should be willing to let her have that happiness. Of course, if he allows her all the time in the world to chat on the phone, and she doesn't ever want to spend any time with him at all, then there is clearly a problem in the marriage. Yet the problem is not going to be fixed by demanding that she spend more time with him. The way to fix the problem and change how she feels is to begin to apply some of tips discussed in this video, which will trigger her feelings of respect and attraction. When a man triggers a woman's feelings of respect and attraction for him, she will immediately begin to reconnect with her loving feelings for him. Since she will now feel much better, she will be more eager to spend time with him, and won't want to waste so much time away from him while on the phone. Number 6. Give her a lot of compliments without needing any compliments in return. One of the easiest ways to get love and compliments from your wife is to be the sort of man who remains emotionally strong and secure no matter what she says or does. An example of this is to give her a lot of compliments without expecting or needing any compliments in return. Of course, a wife who doesn't respect her husband or feel much attraction for him isn't going to appreciate any compliments coming from him. So, if your marriage is suffering from lack of respect, attraction and love, make sure that you do the other things already discussed in this video first. This is because your wife will value your compliments more when she can look up to you and respect you as her man. When she sees changes in how you think, behave and act around her, she becomes more loving and attentive towards you. You can then reward her with an increase in free compliments, that is, compliments where you don't expect anything in return. Ironically, when you give a woman compliments without needing anything in return, she will, naturally, express more love to you. She will start feeling good around you because you are able to be so emotionally strong and loving, with or without her reassurance. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.